Jai Bhim, welcome to Bebaak Bhasha. I am Deepthi Sukumar for Dalit Lives Matter. The last time when I was here with the Bebaak Bhasha, I had narrated an incident that happened in Pollachi of Coimbatore district in Tamil Nadu of a minor arunthathiyar girl who faced very brutal untouchability the day she got her first period. And following that narration, which I did on Bebaak Bhasha, I visited her and her family in Sengutapalayam in Pollachi in Coimbatore, and also went to the school and saw what kind of a school it was. The school is called Swami Chitpavananda Metric Higher Secondary School. It's a small rural village in Sengutapalayam. And as I entered the village, you first come to the school. There is a main road, and then we saw the school first. It's a very big school, a very well-established school with good infrastructure. And after that, outside the school, it was dark. It was around 7:30 in the night. It was already dark. And we heard the district superintendent of police was inside the school inquiring with the school authorities about the incident on that day. It was the 12th of April. The incident had happened on the 7th and the 9th of April. And after that, the family was outside the school. The minor girl's father, her uncle, and a team of advocates who belonged to a society called the Arunthathiyar Advocate Forum. They were outside the school and they were discussing the incident. In fact, they were waiting to meet the DSP when she came out. And then suddenly there was a kind of an activity. The DSP came out and then just left without meeting the girl's father and the team of advocates there. But then the father later on, he told us that the DSP had already come to their house the previous evening and met the girl and talked to her and taken her statement from her. After that, we went to the minor girl's house. And we could see as we walked to her house, we first walked through the caste village which is called Ur. After that, we walked through the Parayar segment of the village. And then as we walked through the Parayar, and you could also see the way the infrastructure and the houses changed from one section to the other. So in this side, it was all good, big two-storied houses and well-built houses with some land around the houses. And after that, as we walked to the Parayar section, the houses became smaller with sloping roofs and very kind of, very small crowded kind of houses. After that, we went into the Arunthathiyar section of that Sengutapalayam village. And it was a really very, very backward economic conditions that was very visible. Very dim lighting, hardly any street lights, and the houses were very small, low doorways, and the people were sleeping outside the houses. And then we went into this girl's house. The mother's name is Sandhya. We met Sandhya, and Sandhya narrated to us what happened. And she said very clearly that on the 5th of April, this girl, it was the first day of her first period, and she did not go to school because she did not have an exam that day. And in this community, the first day of the first period is a kind of an occasion that is very, special in a different kind of a way, where the girl becomes very protected. They don't send her out. They keep her inside, give her special foods, and make sure that she doesn't come across any risk or any fear. But because she had her exams, and even though it was her first menstrual period, the mother said she must go and write her exam. That was one step of a kind of breaking the system of that patriarchal culture and that superstitious culture where you have so much of stigma and restrictions around the first menstrual period of any girl. This child was sent to the school to write her exam. It was a social sciences exam on the 7th of April. She went into the school, and the mother had called earlier to the teacher to inform the teacher that my daughter is having her first period. She's a little bit weak, and I'm worried that she may have some kind of a trauma because it's the first period. So please take care of her. And whenever she goes to the toilet, let her not go alone, because the toilets were in a part of the school that was kind of, lonely and secluded. So she said, please accompany the girl to that toilet whenever she goes. So this is how the school came to know that this minor girl had her first menstrual period. And so when she went into the school, so the teacher said, okay, we'll make her sit separately and we'll take care of her. But when the girl went into the school principal and the school manager, or they say they tarwalar, but then he came, he is a male. So they came and said, no, she has to sit outside on the steps where the children kept their footwear before going into the school. So she sat among the footwear outside on the steps and wrote that social science exam. For 2 hours, she sat on a low step with her feet bent up, which gave her a cramp and a pain in her calves and in her thighs. When she went home, she had severe leg pain. When her mother asked her what had happened, this is what she narrated. So on the 9th, she again called the teacher and said, you don't make my daughter sit on the steps outside, but please make her sit inside separately if you so wish it. Because the teacher said, no, this girl, she may give the infection to the other children. This was a menstrual period, so I don't understand what the infection or the germs. I think what was running through the minds of those people was that pollution. The pollution at the time of menstruation of any woman. So they said, we'll make her sit separately. So at that time I asked the mother, but then there are about 300 children in that school. There are about 50 teachers, women teachers in the school. How does the school system know which of these females are having their period that day to make them sit separately or whatever? But then because they knew this girl, and then the mother said something very interesting. This is the first time that this is happening. And I also feel very much, the mother said to me, I also feel very much, because we are arunthathiyars, it is making us doubly they feel that we are doubly polluting and we are infectious. So they use the word infection. So the girl went again into the school. She was again made to sit outside where the footwear was placed. And as she wrote the exam, someone informed the mother that she was sitting outside and writing. So the mother went and took a complete video of the girl sitting outside and went and confronted the teacher, the principal and the school manager. And they said, no, when she has a first menstrual period, it is not good for the child to be along with other children. The other children will get infection and she has to be placed outside. So then she fought, and immediately they have gone and filed an FIR under the Untouchability Prohibition Act and also under the SC/ST Atrocities Act against the school authorities on the very same day. And then the whole thing happened where the video became viral on social media, and the media came to know about it, and this advocate forum came to know about it, and they took up the battle and they came to the aid of the mother. But in the meantime, the school, the principal and the school manager went absconding, and till today an arrest has not been made. FIR has been filed, but the arrest has not been made, and the parents and the family feels that they are trying to get bail. So I told them the SC/ST Atrocities Act, it's a non-bailable offence. They cannot get bail until they appear before the magistrate. Only then they can apply for the bail. Only after they are arrested can they get the bail. So this is the situation now. They are very worried that they will be intimidated. There are already threats and they feel very intimidated, and that is why they ask for police protection. But till today in Coimbatore district, with such a strong police force and such a strong system, there is no protection for that minor arunthathiyar girl child. Yeah, and I must say that the mother of the child, both the mother and the father, they are very empowered and they know exactly what to do in the SC/ST Atrocities Act, and in spite of all the knowledge and the empowerment, they are still being made run from pillar to post for justice. But what the mother told me was very interesting. She said, and also very powerful, she said just the very fact that the school authorities, the so-called upper caste, are absconding and still in hiding is enough punishment for them, that they have been put to shame so much that they have to go into hiding. I think this is a very powerful statement made by the mother. And then we spoke to them about our feminist platform for menstrual justice of the Safai Karmachari Andolan, and she immediately wanted to join us. And today the poster of the feminist platform is hanging in her house, and she is handing out and distributing the Dalit Declaration on Menstrual Justice to all those who have come to her house inquiring about the girl and the family on this issue of both menstrual untouchability and caste untouchability that has happened to them. Yeah, the latest update on the Coimbatore incident of the minor arunthathiyar girl, when she was made to sit outside the classroom to write her exam, is that the people, the accused who were absconding, the school principal and the school manager and the correspondent, all three of them surrendered in front of the Coimbatore magistrate on the 19th. And a hearing was held for them on the 19th, in which they have made an appeal. The accused has made an appeal that they have done it on the wishes of the parents. The parents have actually appealed to the school to first postpone the exam for the girl, or to make her sit separately, since she has this periods for the first time and she may have faced some problems. But the parents, of course, the mother has said that she only said that to take care of the girl, and yes, to make her sit separately but inside the classroom and not outside the classroom. But the school authorities have made her to sit outside the classroom. And in that, in all this thing, their bail application, they have been granted conditional bail on the grounds that one person, the principal, is a widow, and she is also a principal and an authority in education, an educational institution, and therefore she will not go absconding anywhere, and therefore she was granted the bail. The second person is a mother of 2 daughters, and therefore the judge has granted her also conditional bail. The third person, the correspondent, is an 80-year-old senior citizen, male, and because he has also some health issues, age-related issues, health issues, he has also been granted conditional bail. So this is the update and this is the status of the case. But in whatever it seems like, the entire system seems to be supporting the perpetrators rather than protecting the justice and the rights of the victims, and especially the minor arunthathiyar girl, because the judgment is also clearly leaning towards the perpetrators and the accused in this case, which is very sad. And also there's a lot of kind of, if you read between the lines of what the judgment is saying, it gives a very scary picture, because as of today, till today, the victims have not been given any kind of protection when these 3 powerful persons, dominant caste persons, are out on conditional bail. And the entire system, whether it is the police and the entire system, seem to be more on the side of the perpetrators than on the accused. This is my personal observation from all the documents that I have gone through in this case.